So on a daily basis, we are actually subconsciously affirming our beliefs to ourselves unknowingly, right? Okay, so let me tell you a belief that I had about myself when I was a kid, right? So in kindergarten, I went to answer a question about right? Provide an answer for a question that my teacher provided, right? I proceeded to give the wrong answer, so my teacher said, "Go sit down, you're stupid." So I internalized that, and I made that a belief, and I made that a part of my life. And I lived my life as if I was stupid. So when it comes to answering questions in the class, for example, in future classes and stuff like that, I wouldn't raise my hand, and I wouldn't want to answer the question, even though that I had the right answer and stuff like that, right? But by not raising my hand and not answering the question, what was I doing? I was affirming to myself that I was stupid. I was confirming the belief system that I had that was negatively affecting my life, rather than going against it and proving to myself that yes, I am worthy, that yes, I am valuable, right? So we are actually subconsciously on a daily basis affirming to ourselves our belief systems without knowing it, right? So you could have a negative way of seeing life that does not allow you to experience reality at the level that you want to experience it at. You can have a negative way of feeling about yourself or feeling about the world that does not allow you to operate at the level that you want to operate at, or be a magnetic personality that you want to be, because you have to feel good about yourself to be a magnetic personality, because people are attracted to people that are attracted to themselves, right? You can have a negative form of self-talk that is actually hurting you, and it is causing you to go down this spiral of self-hate, whatever it is that you may be creating with your speech, because the word of God is powerful, and the word is your pronunciation. Your pronunciation is able to affect things, the people around you, down to even the words that you silently, mention and say to yourself. That is actually affecting your psyche and your psychology, right? If you say, I'm depressed, eventually that's going to be a spell that's going to affect your mind, right? Or we could be doing things that are negative to us. So you could be doing crack, you could be doing cocaine, and you could be just creating a really negative lifestyle for yourself and stuff like that. The point is, none of these things are inherently bad. Seeing, feeling, speaking, doing things, none of these things are inherently bad. It's just our belief systems that can make us use our own faculties against us and stuff like that. So instead of you having a sound mind, you can have a really negative mind that destroys your life rather than help you build your life and stuff like that, right? We have to take a look at this belief that is subconsciously wired into us, because a lot of the times we get these beliefs when we was younger. We may have been exposed to a circumstance, a situation, a person, been in a place, whatever it is. We've been exposed to this exposure therapy, and this energy has implanted itself in us, right? Someone could just say something verbally to you, so verbally abuse you, or someone could make you scared every day, make you feel unsafe, right? And we could carry these subtle subconscious vibrations inside of us that are really messing up our lives on a deep subconscious level, but it's so subconsciously settled that we normalize this thing we call our perception or filter of reality, and we choose to live our lives as if that belief system is still true. Something could have just simply happened to you when you was 6 years old, or 8 years old, or 9 years old, but that's the time when our mind is most open or just ready to soak in the world. So you could soak in a belief system. I believe it's just, something that you believe in doing, something that you believe about yourself or believe about the world that may be negatively harming you. And when you have a belief system, it's just, a systemized series of beliefs, a way to keep yourself preserved, a way to really keep yourself comfortable and really not to allow yourself to challenge yourself or question yourself type shit, right? Because the devil, the negative part of you, doesn't like to be questioned, right? The subconscious version part of you doesn't like to be questioned and stuff like that. So you have to be willing to question yourself and things of that nature. But yeah, watch out for what you're saying, how you see things, and how you feel every day. And you have to be willing to change those beliefs, because we have belief systems. That's all they are. It's just a belief that we carry around us. But that's the thing, though, it's easier said than done. When you've been exposed to an energy for all your life, and now you're an adult, and now you're living with it, right? It may seem normal because we're in a society that puts us inside cubicles where we're isolated anyways. In work spots where we're isolated, we do our homeworks isolated, we do our tests isolated. Everything is isolated, so no one questions what's going on inside of them. We all really just are trying to succeed within this goddamn system, within this fucking rat race. But this whole rat race is just trash. It's designed to just suck your energy and just have you build someone else's world that really has nothing to do with your internal world. And look at how many people quit their corporate jobs. Look how many people just leave these things like they were nothing. The same things that they were chasing, like they were everything, all of a sudden became nothing because it wasn't worth it at the end of the day. So what I'm saying is that we live in a world that wants you to be the way that you are because the world is benefiting from you being down, right? It's like hanging out with the wrong friends sometimes, right? The wrong friends could benefit from you being down because you're easily taken advantage of in that weak state. So what I'm saying is we're in this world, in this weak state, being taken advantage of and shit like that by the government ordinances and stuff like that. Oh, you gotta retire at 60, you gotta retire at 80 and then give a bone, a kidney. For what? Just so you could live someone else's life? But see, all these things are part of our belief systems because we believe we need a 401k to retire. We believe we need a retirement. We believe we need to make our teachers at our school happy by us maintaining and following the rules. We believe that we need to keep on following these goddamn religious institutions that don't benefit us whatsoever, that don't actually heal us, that don't actually transmute us, right? We believe in a bunch of shit, but where does it get us when we're 80, when we're 90? Fucking nowhere. So choose to believe in something that actually empowers your life. Choose to believe in matter of fact, in the attributes and the characteristics, in the goddamn, in what God gave you. See, that's the last thing we believe in. The last thing we believe in is ourselves. The first thing we believe in is our goddamn crack-headed grandmother has been reading the Bible for the last 10,000 years, saying, oh, this child, don't worry, Jesus is gonna come back. He's gonna go get them folks. You don't gotta do nothing. Man, look at your grandma. She ain't been nobody. She ain't been nothing. But shout out to her for birthing all those beautiful babies and shit, beautiful generations and shit like that. But at the same time, though, what am I saying? Like, for the last 400 years, man, here in the U.S. and whatever, in the Western society, Europe, whatever, we've been voting for prime ministers, presidents that are supposed to bring about the salvation of the people and, you know, just the will of the people. And what has these damn instruments have done for the past whatever years? Not bring shit to the people. So far, the wealth between the rich and the poor, the wealth has been getting, the gap has been getting bigger and bigger. But it's really not that. It's really an energy gap, and it's really actually spiritual. But that's what I'm saying. This is why we're talking about beliefs, because they gave you beliefs that don't serve you in the long term. So what the fuck are we doing with these damn beliefs that don't serve us, right? So we gotta become like the cars that go to the mechanic shop. Take one part, throw it out. You gotta become like a. Now look, a lot of these things you can't take off and take on. Like, we're not fucking cyborgs. We're not none of that shit. But what I'm saying is that, hey, when you're fighting for God, you gotta become non-human. You gotta become superhuman. You gotta become like super cyborg or some shit like that. But a lot of these beliefs we can't take off. It just takes time. It's just like how the sun takes time to transition, right? It takes time for us, you know, to let go of these things and actually put on a new thing. And it's like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But yeah, watch out for what you're affirming on a daily basis, because you have a belief system, I have a belief system, and our job is to move on to a belief system that actually allows us to live the life at the level that we want to live. Goddamn right. Real shit.